right, what episode are we on?
Ocho, 8. How do they say that in an English language?
8 as well.
8 as well.
All right.
Taught the boy everything he knows. Everything.
On an off note there. Yes, it's episode 8 of the Medellin podcast, and you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or not Google Play, but Google Podcasts, right? Today is Friday.
Yeah.
We're in September. What's September what today?
27th.
The 27th, yes.
Yeah.
The 27th. And today we have a very special guest, but first of all, I've got the permanent fixture of Joel up on the show, and I am Andrew Mesilla from Medellin Buzz. If you don't know it, go check it out. Joel is from his mama.
My mom. I'm here representing my mom. And who do we have? What's your name?
Shivam.
Well, you got to speak into the mic,
Shivam
Mr.
Lakhani.
Shiv.
A pleasure to join the podcast.
And where are you from?
I'm from London, UK.
Okay, so I don't know. I asked him this a little earlier. Does every British person have to sound like they have a pickle in their ass? I'm sure the more we drink, we're gonna get more and more into his accent.
Sound more like it later.
Yeah, Shivam, but we call him Shiv.
Yeah,
We'll talk
Shiv.
about that in a little bit.
Yeah, well, a little bit of more proper intro would be that Shiv's been here for a few years, and he owns a hostel. It's called Tiger Hostel. It's up in near Parquilleras, right? It's about a block away.
Yeah. Not
And
far from
and how many beds do you have in there?
We've got 48 beds.
48 beds. It's actually one of the most popular ones because it's so close to.
Yeah, it's only a 3-minute walk from Lleras. I've been here for 2.5 years, and location is perfect. And it's been around here for 9 years, so it's well known around the city.
Yeah.
Actually, 10 years now. It's been 10 years now.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been around for 10 years.
It's
And
the first place I ever stayed when I came to the city.
Yeah, I remember you told me, yeah.
Yeah, and other than that, you're from England, and how long ago did you move here?
So I moved here in May 2017. I found I was looking for something online, and I stumbled across Tiger Hostel.
Wait, you were looking for something online? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I was looking. I was working as in
Medellin
London.
porn, or what were you looking for in particular?
I was working in London, and I decided I wanted to take a new direction in my life.
Okay.
I'd never thought about moving abroad before. I'd lived in Paris before, but that was part of my university program. And I was looking to have a new change of direction. And I'd been to Colombia before, but just for holiday.
When was that? When was the first time?
So I first came in 2016. Just for 2 weeks. I was actually only in Medellin for 2 days. I'd heard about you guys before I came here, actually, especially Andrew, because
He's
of your
kind of
blog.
famous.
Yeah.
Famous
All my
motherfucker.
friends recommended your blog. I'd read it, so that was a good tool for me.
Wait, so you read my blog, and but what were you doing in England before you got here?
I was an accountant.
Oh, you were?
Before in London,
Okay.
yeah. And,
Sorry, guys. I need to put a stop to this because we're getting off on a tangent away from what we really are here to do, which is enjoy sponsors that are not actually they're not really our sponsors, but
One day.
from Patron. One day, it seems like we should just call this Medellin and Tequila podcast because every week we're going deep into this, and also in our small glasses here, we're not sipping water, we are sipping margarita. And
Yeah,
I
we
used to
got
have a jug of margarita that I
the
said
jug
laid
is
beside me, and it
over-
disappeared. But that's all good.
It's over
We're
there
drinking
behind
the
the audience.
margarita, and we're drinking Patron, and this is what the format
yeah.
of this. We'll be drinking a shot every 5 to 10 loose minutes, and to see how loose Shiv can get, and let's see if we can get rid of his little pickle in the butt accent by the end of this. Let's really see if he's a real Englishman living in Medellin. But anyways, let's continue. So back to the point. You're working as what in
Accountant.
UK? Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're an accountant in the UK,
Yeah.
and you're looking for shit to do outside of accounting, obviously, outside of England.
Yeah, outside of England, I thought that let's see what I can find online. I thought I could come to a country and try and find something there, but that would be a bit risky. So I was looking.
Meaning a job? What were you
No.
looking for?
Find a business.
Okay,
business.
business.
But I wanted to have something. Maybe try and have something set up beforehand. So I found it online on a website called hostelmanagement.com. I spoke to the owner, Jack. I think Andrew knew him
I
from
remember
before.
Jack, yeah.
And he was very, very helpful, actually.
Yeah.
Very useful, answered all my questions well. And I was speaking to him for a couple of weeks. And then I spoke to my family, my friends. I did a lot of due diligence. And I thought, okay, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's go out there without committing to anything. I knew I could come back home after 2 weeks, so I didn't tell too many people. I came here, spoke to the staff, to lawyers, accountants, looked through all the figures, the accounts, bank statements. And after 2 weeks, I thought, you know what? Let's just go for it.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah, let's pull the trigger. Let's go for
it. You mind telling us how much you got that for? What was the price tag on buying this business? At the time, was it called Tiger, or was it called Tiger Paw?
No, it was called Tiger Hostel.
Tiger Hostel. Okay.
It was called Tiger Paw before Jack actually. Jack changed it to Tiger Hostel. He said the Colombians couldn't pronounce Paul. That was
Paul,
his reason.
they probably called it Paul.
Yeah,
Tiger Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
And so you picked it up. You picked it up from Jack, and Jack. We're gonna figure out if you ripped him off or not. How much did you pick this Tiger Hostel up for?
I picked it up for 30,000 US.
30,000 US. All right, it's a good.
So I don't own the building. The building is probably worth north of $500,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you own the business.
I own the business. Yeah.
And that gave you your what? That gave you your visa.
Yeah, the visa. That's how I got my visa. So it used to be called the TP7 visa. I think there was a slight change with how they operate the visas recently. So how it works is you have to spend a minimum of 100 times the minimum wage, and you have to put that in a company.
Right.
So I think the minimum wage at the time, if we're talking in dollars, I think it was probably around $250.
A
month.
A month. 250.
I think now it's a little bit higher. Andrew might know more.
Like 260.
I don't remember.
270, 280. Yeah. So you'd have had to spend 25,000 US and put that in a company here, and that would have made you eligible for a visa. So I've now got a 3-year visa, and I'll keep getting that as long as I have the business.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. So, all right. So you own the hostel, and do you also operate it, or are you just the owner?
No, I operate the hostel. I own and operate it. Yeah, and I've got 8 staff as well.
So I guess one of my main questions, because literally I was thinking about getting into the hostel business a while ago.
Yeah.
And you know Brent from
Wandering Paisa. Yeah.
I've known him for years. He's had the Wandering Paisa open for 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
But I talked to him one time about the what it takes to own a hostel. And I was just taken aback because there's so much to do. There's so much paperwork. So for you, what was like, I guess, because there's probably a lot of people out there that maybe are not living in Colombia or that are living in Colombia that are wondering, what does it take to own a hostel? So obviously, other than getting your visa and all that, what were like the trials and tribulations of actually getting the hostel and the paperwork?
Yeah, that was the visa actually wasn't even hard. I'd worked with a few lawyers beforehand. They weren't very good. I know you had Alan on here recently, and I would use him now, but I actually just used the old manager of Tiger to do it for me.
Okay.
That is the biggest problem I think here for a foreigner to come here. Paperwork is a nightmare.
Why?
Because it's primarily because it's in a different language, right? So even though I speak Spanish now, I think pretty well. Beforehand, it's very complicated, and even if you speak good Spanish, you're talking about contracts and legal jargon, which is you have to be very, very tight with that.
Yeah.
So luckily, I've got a fantastic manager. She helped me a lot. Jack also helped me with the transition process as part of our deal. For the first few months, he would help me transition into the new owner. So I had a lot of help on my side, getting the paperwork done, getting the name changed. But I was lucky in the sense that I bought an existing business. Remember?
Yeah. That's actually a leg up.
So all that really needed to be done was that the name change on the bank account, in the company name. We had everything set up, so that made it a lot easier.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you're starting from scratch, that would be harder for sure. Okay, so just I guess because I'm totally ignorant to this stuff, but so to have a hostel in Medellin, or let's say even a hotel or anywhere where people stay the night, is there certain paperwork or anything from like the Board of Tourism? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Do you mean for day to day? You mean?
Yeah. To operate.
Not day to day. We have our own system. We have our own processes. So when someone checks in, we have to put them in the system, our system. We have to then put them in Migración system, just so that Migración can check. Are they here legally?
Okay.
And then every month we do our own paperwork for ourselves, but also we have to provide paperwork to the DIAN, which is like the
IRS.
The IRS, like HMRC in the UK.
Okay.
And we have to provide them information about how much money we made, so they can figure out our taxes accordingly. My manager, she's very good with that kind of stuff. She's very organized. But we also have an accountant who does sends us the forms to fill in, lets us know how much tax we owe.
Okay. So other than like the IRS,
Yeah.
Is there anyone? Oh yeah! Time to do some shots.
Oh no.
That was yours.
Oh yeah. You know, I actually hate tequila, but this podcast I couldn't get away with
Man,
it.
You know we
Shut
only
the fuck
drink
up
the
and drink.
finest.
Hey,
We only drink
Cheers,
the
guys.
finest.
It's a pleasure to be on
To
here. Thank you
Tiger
for inviting
Hostel.
me.
Tiger
Thanks a lot.
Hostel. So good.
Oh my
So
god.
goof.
That first one
cool.
always hits.
It's the gullet, the back of the.
Need some margarita to wash that down. So, I guess. Well, my question is like, for example, if I'm looking into this as maybe, first of all, I would not get into a business that I know zero about. But let's say I were.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to get it registered with like the Chamber of Commerce. You
Yeah.
got to get
For new
your
business, yeah.
accounting right.
Yeah.
But is there any other certification or anything that you have to have in order to operate like a hotel or a hostel?
Yeah, it depends on the business, but for a hotel, for a hotel or hostel, we have to be registered by the tourism board.
But that was already done before you
Well,
bought
it
it.
was already done,
Okay.
but there's stuff that happens every year as well, which is regular. For example, sanitation come every year.
Oh.
They don't tell you when they'll come. They just turn up. So you have to make sure everything is in order.
And
all
so,
the
and,
time.
so, and if the foreigners, the ones that we talked about on a few shows, the ones with the smelly feet,
Yeah.
and the ones that don't bathe, and then the sanitation people show up, do they shut you down?
Well, they can.
Just for the smell.
They've
But-
shut down.
There's some bad toes out there. There's some bad foreign toes. Yeah, they shut down what?
They've shut down some hostels, several hostels here before. And
Yeah.
even when I've been here, I've known
Oh,
about
just for
For what?
sanitation.
6-7 for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
But what, like dirty toilets, or what are they looking
It depends
for?
on the reason. The reasons have been varied, but something's not been in order.
Yeah. All right.
We've had a few visits, but we've been fine.
So
All right.
I want to ask, because I don't like money, but I gotta ask some money questions if you don't mind answering some money questions for people. So you invested $30,000
Yeah.
to buy it, and I remember you doing
I
a
also
lot
had
of
to put money.
modification.
I had to put some money into it as well.
How
Joel.
much money?
Probably about
had-
15.
15 at the start.
Yeah.
And you're how many years in?
2.5.
And how many? That was at the start, and you've done more remodeling.
Yeah, it's probably north of 50,000 now.
You've put in.
Yeah,
So
in.
so far, your business is 30. You bought it. Another 50. We were at 80.
Yeah.
All right. So
15.
No, 15.
15. 15 in total.
15 in total.
That's
yeah.
not bad.
Not
Yeah.
too bad.
So-
So
you're
he's
at
saying that
45.
about 50,000
50
in
In total.
total.
max.
Okay,
Yeah.
50,000 in total. Have you broken even on the first 30?
I broke even a long time ago.
One year you broke even in
Yeah,
one
I
year?
broke even in around a year. Yeah.
But
Just over a year.
but that can't be just from
For that
people staying.
first 30. For that first 30.
But
yeah.
that can't be. You didn't make 30,000 for people just staying there. Was that with like drinks and what else are what are we talking
You'd
about?
be surprised actually. The bread and butter of our business is the main the guest staying. I would say that's 2/3.
And so 1 year you broke even 30,000.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
fucking spectacular because
Yeah.
most businesses can't. What is it? 3 out of 5 small businesses shut down in the first year. You broke even.
Yeah, but
Props to
that
man.
also that's a small investment. 30,000 is a pretty small investment for a hostel, right? Well, I mean, literally now in 2019, there's no way you're going to get that
Yeah,
anywhere near that near the La Zona Rosa, which is near
Yes,
Parque
ours.
Lleras.
Yeah.
So yeah. So okay, so we're talking about operations. We already talked about investment. Obviously, we
Yeah.
talked about numbers. We talked about
One thing I should say as well, which I think is an important point, is remember you're buying a business, but you're buying the brand, right? Yeah. One of my biggest concerns before I came here, you guys can probably guess what it is, was the fact that I don't own the building. What happens if I come here, I buy this business, and then in a year they say, "Oh, goodbye, your business is doing really well.
Yeah.
This is we're going to take
we're going to
over."
take down.
Has
this
that ever
building.
happened to any? Do you know anybody?
No,
that's
because
happened to?
the law here is very in favor of lessees and employees.
Okay.
So there's only certain ways they can kick you out of your building.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, the rules are that if the building is in such a bad state,
Okay.
they can come and take it. Or if you don't pay your rent and you're very well behind on your rent, they can take it. If they want to do a completely different business there, so they can't do a hostel or a hotel, that place is set up. You guys have been there many times. It's set up for a hostel. I can't imagine what else you do there.
Yeah.
Or if they want to build, they want to knock it down and build it up, but then they have to compensate you, and they have to give you first right of refusal when it's done. So it's very complicated to do that. And I think all the businesses around this area, well, especially towards Provenza and Parquilleras, they all have the same kind of rental agreement.
So you say that anybody coming here, for any of you who are interested in buying a hostel, you're trying to buy a hostel and they're not selling you the building, they're selling you the brand. So what Shiv's saying there, it's probably very unlikely if you're feeling that you're going to be screwed out of them kicking you out of the property because it's not yours. It's probably not gonna happen.
That was my biggest concern. And I think that I'm pretty comfortable with the situation there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've covered operations and investment.
Yeah.
Obviously, marketing. That's a big thing in a business. So.
Yeah.
What do you guys do for marketing, or what was it that you did in the beginning, because you broke even? So and I don't know how the business was doing beforehand, but what kind of marketing do you guys do?
So in terms of how I was doing beforehand, it was doing pretty well at the beginning because one of the few hostels here. As you've seen now, tourism's gone crazy. There's a lot of hostels here. But it's not a problem because if you keep on top of your game, you'll be fine because there's so many people coming. Okay. I think tourism's grown around 300% in the last 10 years. It's going up all the time. I think 7 million people coming here a year. So there's a lot of people coming here. So there is enough to go around. In terms of marketing, I think it's important that you focus on different types of marketing here. I don't think it's a good idea to just do, we're going to do Facebook, we're going to do Instagram. Yeah. Try and do a little bit of everything. We do Facebook.
But what's your biggest channel? Where do you get most of your people? Hostel World?
Hostel World. Hostel World's the biggest. Hostel World and word of mouth.
Man, I've been booking on Hostel World for like 15 years now. I'm the creepy guy that be up in the hostel. And they're like, should this guy be here? Yeah, I still go. The youth hostel. They're like, you're not a motherfucking youth. Get out of here. I'm still booking up. He
goes in with a wig.
Yeah. It's actually, for me, there's a link that says seniors. So you click on it.
You get that senior discount.
Hostel World's legit, man. I mean, they've got that little pay like a little bit extra and you can cancel.
Yeah, they have that.
And you get like you
deposit,
end up
just a 20% deposit.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
No, Hostel World is very popular and word of mouth.
Yeah.
People around South America, they normally do a pretty similar circuit.
On the Gringo Trail.
Yeah, the Gringo Trail.
I've done the Gringo Trail.
Yeah, it's a pretty similar circuit. So people talk.
Yeah.
So that's why the service you provide is key. It's absolutely key. Because Andrew was raised in California, you were raised in Toronto. Yeah. We're used to a certain type of service, right? If you pay money, you get a certain type of service. Yeah. In Colombia, it doesn't work always like that. But I've tried to drum into the staff all the time. Guys, we have to make sure that we show these guys the best time in the hostel and the city as well. Because they'll talk to people.
What's your, and one thing, just because you mentioned that, the thing about service, what is your, because I think most people have more or less the same answer, but what's your biggest challenge in doing business on a day-to-day basis in Colombia? And what would you tell people to be prepared for?
Okay, I would say the day-to-day challenges is probably, there's a few things. I think keeping up with the competition, I touched on this before, is very important. You cannot reduce your levels at all because people will go to other hostels. Okay. Recently, we just did a bit of a refurbishment with different things in different places. We built a jacuzzi. Yeah. We've updated some of the dorms, the beds in the dorms. Yeah. We've changed some of the areas upstairs. We've improved our Netflix and chill area. So we're just constantly trying to improve things. Right now, we're looking into the viability of an air conditioning system.
Oh, nice.
So I think that
for the whole hostel?
For the whole hostel, right?
Yeah, that's kind of
we haven't done it yet, but I think that people will love it.
We'll appreciate it for sure.
People love the jacuzzi upstairs.
And I think what it would encourage, because I am assuming, I haven't really been to a hostel in years here, but there's a bunch of dudes walking around with their shoes off and some shorts and the smelly thing again. The AC, if you put it cold enough, they'd be forced to wear clothes and shoes.
Possibly,
and help you out in the sanitation department.
Possibly. To be honest, we haven't had that many problems with that. We've people I've seen have been generally pretty clean. It's not.
Man, I literally made enemies in Guadalajara in Mexico because I walked into the room and I don't know like how you would. It was like if a person ate a skunk, shat the skunk out on the ground, ate it, and then threw it up. That is what I was smelling the whole time, and I'm out there. And I had a little meeting at the back of the hostel with everyone, had a nice patio area, and it's smelling it in the back. I'm like, this hostel's fucked up. They're not clean. And they're like, no, man, it's that guy over there. And you look over, and the dude's picking his fucking nose. I'm talking about like an adult picking his nose. And I'm like, and he's like, it's that guy's shoes. And I literally could not take it anymore. And I'm like, man, your shoes smell fucked up. and you got to get rid of those. And people looked at me like, oh my God, like you can't do that. You can't tell someone. But everyone after later, keep drinking.
Yeah,
They thank me. They thank me.
Let's drink to the smelly shoe
What
guy.
happened to just margaritas and no shots today? That
No,
got,
that's
that got
not.
cancelled.
That was just a trick to get you on the show. Salute. Keep talking. I'll keep pouring.
Yeah. So I got another question actually,
Yeah.
because I'm not aware of when things happen in the city a lot of times, especially in the tourism world.
Yeah.
When is high season in Medellin?
Yeah, good question.
So I think that high season is quite a lot of months now these days.
Nice.
I would say July, August are massive. August especially. Feria de Flores is huge. And so the Flower Festival, people don't know about that. That's for 10 days in the beginning of August. And December, January is pretty big as well because that's like the summer here in Colombia. I would say personally, we only have, I would say, 3 low months.
Wait, when's the summer in Colombia?
December, January?
Okay. Well, I don't. Medellin's like weather's the same all
Yeah.
year round. So
I would say we have 3 low months a year. I would say they are September, October, and May. Kind of coincides with the rainy season as well. But to be honest, this September's been pretty good. It hasn't been.
It's been
too
amazing.
bad. Yeah.
No, it was really hot.
So-
The rain just started.
Yeah.
It's now starting at the end.
So yeah, the other 9 months we're pretty busy. In July, August, December, January are just crazy. We're full, all the time.
And what's your like average? I'm sure you do some. You're an accountant.
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
You were, so you must have calculated like last year. What was your average occupancy?
Last year average occupancy was 75%.
That's fucking
Yeah.
great.
So, but it depends.
Aye,
So
that's
in September you'll get 50, 55, 60.
Hey, listen.
But in August you're gonna get 95.
Let me tell you something. You're allowed to say the word fucking on this show. We're allowed to talk like normal.
No, that's what I love about this.
I felt like my butthole, I just tensed up and stuff because I said fucking, and I felt like in a British sort of way you judged me, but don't judge me, man. This is
judging
we're
you, don't worry.
Yeah, don't judge me, yeah. But let's see where he goes in 20 minutes.
Yeah. So high season, we know that now.
Yeah.
Marketing, we know that now. What about events? Do you throw events at your hostel to make extra revenue, or?
Yeah, of course. When I first came here, the first event we did was a big pancake night. I did that in conjunction with another guy who does pancake events all over the world.
Oh, I remember that.
Did you come?
No, I never went to those, but I wanted to go
Yeah.
because it was when I was not vegan and I was eating everything and I was fat.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to gone there.
That was really fun.
You
what,
were fat,
guys-
you were big bone.
That was
yeah.
and
I've never seen a fat
event
skeleton.
that event was in the diary for a while. So it gave me, when we're doing works, it gave me like a goal to aim for.
Was that a pancake event?
Pancakes. So
Like, you
he
make-
provides all the ingredients. He makes pancakes and everyone just gets drunk.
That's like my
So
kind of event.
I love that
I get it.
because it gave me that goal. I knew I had to be finished by that day with all the work. There was certain times when I thought, "Fuck, said it now."
There you go.
I thought,
Took him 19 minutes and 56
I
seconds.
thought
Took him 2 shots.
This is not going to happen. I'm going to have to cancel it. This is going to be a disaster. The day before, we finally had everything done.
Yeah.
And since then, we did Thanksgiving events, Halloween events.
What's the biggest amount you ever made on an event? Do you know that?
I think you guys were there actually. You guys helped me promote it. It was the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Oh, was it?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that
How
was a
much-
good
how-
one.
What are we talking about there? What did you
We had
pocket?
100 people. We had 100 people there. I think we're talking about $1,000 revenue.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Holy
Pretty good.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
pretty damn good. So drinks on you.
Amazing.
Drinks on you. Yeah, well, you owe us
it's
from
on
back
you.
then. No,
So, and we've done traffic light parties. We've done Halloween. We've done King's Day. We've done St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
But I don't really do them as much anymore. Now I focus more on we have a signature event every Thursday.
Which is?
the pub crawl, the Medellin pub
crawl.
crawl.
The pub crawl. And so the pub crawl starts at your place?
Yeah, so if anyone ever wants to come, it's on Thursday. It starts at 9 p.m. The cost is 30,000 pesos, which is about $10, $9.
A little less, yeah, $9.
And we start our place. We do drinking games.
Are the drinks included?
The shots are included. There's 4 shots included throughout the night.
Okay.
And drinks for the games and all the games.
Yeah.
We start at the hostel. We stay there for about 2 hours. Then we go to, the bars vary, but at the moment we're going to Mad Radio,
Okay.
Vintrash. I'm friends with them again now.
Oh, great.
Vintrash, and we end up in Bendito Seas.
Yeah, you guys remember these places, but these are some of the really top party places.
I would say
to go
Bendito
to.
Seas is probably one of the best clubs on a Thursday night.
Yeah, on a
Oh,
Thursday.
for sure,
Definitely,
for sure.
Definitely.
And they have...
We were just there last
Oh, wait,
Thursday.
and you get in as part of your pub crawl?
yeah, normally...
Because the cover is 40,000. That's more than your whole pub crawl.
Yeah,
right? For
40,000
men.
is the cover for...
Bendito seas.
yeah, the reason their cover is slightly high is because they're free alcohol.
Yeah.
But we normally go there about 1 a.m. when the free alcohol's finished. But we still, entry is 20,000, but you can still enter for free.
Okay.
And
Oh, wait,
yeah,
if you show up and you wanted to go in with you guys and you wanted to have unlimited alcohol, you can pay 20.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you
but
get
it's
your-
only for 1 hour till
Yeah.
2. It's from 1 to
the
2.
free alcohol's
Yeah,
free.
because they're doing
together.
Free
they're doing-
alcohols until 1.
Yeah, they're doing the whole pub
Okay.
crawl,
And
then they end up there,
We
right?
normally go there about 12:45 1.
Okay.
Okay.
And people love it. You get free entry there, free entry to the other bars as well.
Okay.
We can have anywhere between 10 to 60 people. It
Yeah.
depends.
We went on one last December. I think was the first time I went
Yeah.
on that. We did a little Tejo
Yeah, I think
group
Tejo,
event. Then we got pretty slosh. It got
Yeah.
pretty messy. Or it was just after that. Yeah.
So yeah, that we concentrate more on that because I find it's better to have a regular event. It's easier to do it's easier to do the marketing. Plus, we're targeting more kind of foreigners.
Yeah.
And we do get Colombians as well. But it's been more successful for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean that I would go on a pub crawl if I was new to a city, right, Joel? Like we've
Yeah.
talked about this
Yeah.
before. Like if I were literally just in Pereira alone, like
Yeah.
any city in
I
Colombia
always do
that I've
pub
never
crawls,
been, or even that I've been, but I'm not a local there.
Yeah.
I'd go on the pub crawl because I know I'm gonna meet people, I know I'm gonna party, I know I'm gonna drink, and then I'm gonna end up somewhere awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
have you had anybody like literally pub crawl their way home?
Oh, a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
People. It gets messy.
What
does
about
do
like?
this.
Have you ever caught anyone fucking inside of your hostel? That's
I've
an
seen some.
important question. Let's drink on that
Right,
note.
on that note, keep going. We take a tears to fucking in hostels.
I think
I've never done it.
I've never done it
Ever.
either. Not
Ever.
once.
If any of
But
you-
I hope that one day I will. If there's any lucky ladies out there that, or unlucky
Any lucky
ladies.
ladies?
Unlucky, for sure,
Ladies.
unlucky.
That's a lie. I may or may not have fornicated in it. And my
Of
family
course.
watched this. My father's
were
father's got my
I was just about to say the
watching
same
it.
thing.
We were laying on the sarcasm pretty thick, though.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Laying on this, whatever that means.
Oh, I did mine. Sorry.
I'm a virgin.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
no,
you are.
In answer to your question,
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff on the cameras.
Okay.
I've seen some
What's
stuff
the
on cameras.
well, other than sex, obviously, like everyone has sex, but what's the craziest shit
Wait,
you've seen?
hold on. We jumping over this one really quick. So you seen some sex on the cameras?
Yeah, because we have cameras all over the hostel.
Are you
right?
technically allowed to make a website with that? Because we can put that as like little clips on the Medellin Buzz.
Well, you
I'm-
can have people like sign off on it.
I'm
like,
not.
when they-
I'm not normally there in the daytime. In the evening, I
Do
mean.
you watch them more than once, or just like once you check the sex camera and it's done? And do you have any on your private computer? I know we've got this friend named Richard. I think he was on episode 2. He'd probably pay a hefty penny for one of them videos. He's
actually in the audience today.
He's in the audience. He's the one audience of one. Yeah.
So I've seen some stuff happen in the Netflix area. We have a rooftop terrace. We've now made that into a jacuzzi.
So hold on,
Now
I'll
you have
cut
a
you again. I'll cut
jacuzzi.
you. I'm gonna cut it one more time because my friends, God bless their souls, said I should just be me. So I'm just gonna be me on this episode.
trying to be
I
me.
actually did have sex on the Tiger Hostel roof.
Oh,
and
God,
true
you're one of
story
them.
is, this was back in 2011 when I was a very irresponsible young man.
Yeah.
And there's this little hatch door up there, and there's
Yeah.
always this little chair made for smaller people.
Yeah.
And so I put it on top of there because I'm like, nobody's gonna come up here and push this roof door and expose me for
Oh,
who
you
I
got
am.
caught. Don't tell me you got
So
caught.
no, I didn't actually get caught due to the pressure on the hatch door. It got stuck.
Oh no.
So we literally could not open the hatch door to get back out when we were done our business. And I had to wait there, I think like 2 hours till some drunk person came and started banging the top of that roof to get out to smoke a cigarette. And there it is. I exposed myself. Fuck you guys. Don't judge me.
Yeah. well, likewise, I did the same thing. I went to Cali.
You
and
said you never had sex in a hostel.
I'd never have. I didn't say I did.
Why? Because the front. Yes, you did.
Yeah, Let's hear a story.
So I go to Cali. It was like Feria Cali, right? This is like maybe like 5 years ago, 6
How
years
is that,
ago.
by the way? Is that good?
It's awesome. I love going to Feria Cali. It's awesome. It's end of December. But anyway, I'm staying in the hostel and I bring back a girl. Well, we all went together. Come back with a girl to the hostel. She was staying at the hostel, so they let us in, obviously, because if you bring in like someone that's not from the hostel, then you get into problems. But
Yeah.
she was from there, and we did our thing. You know, like on a bunk bed. I felt like I was like
Oh goodness.
Bunks,
16.
top bunk or bottom bunk? Because bottom bunk's fucked up. You hurt your head. Not that I know. I just heard. Feeling bad with the boards.
No, it was the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was the bottom.
It was the bottom. Yeah,
You're
It was-
like 9'15".
Yeah, I'm 9'3" and,
Yeah.
and going on the bottom and
Yeah.
good thing I'm only a 1 minute man, so it was like
Didn't last a pig. Well, our boy Lou, from Felipe, from what his penis can't even fit in the bottom bunk. Apparently, he's just like that's what he said.
well anyway.
You know, don't show it out.
I thought
on
I
there.
was like yeah, it was like one of those times, like, oh yeah, I scored whatever. Came back to Medellin. I had like a staph infection and like from the bed. It was not clean.
Shit.
Like the sheets weren't clean or something.
Oh, sanitation.
And I got like I had to like do. Oh, I still have the scar.
Oh, God.
I was like, that was a painful
Rough
fucking.
experience.
They get Nathan but penetration when they don't have their sanitation. That's his rap, and I think it's sort of like
gotta
Biggie.
call sanitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt bad about that one.
So wait, back to Andrew's question. I cut him on his question to just make sure we didn't jump over this topic. Yeah, I think you asked him what was the most fornicated, which means fucked up for those fornicated for the British people, fucked up for the Americans and Canadians, for the aunts. The most fornicated experience ever that you've seen in your hostel.
You know what it is, Joel? They're all pretty similar, right? People go out, they get fucked up, they can't walk, they can't move. They want to try and bring back girls to the hostel when they're in a 7-bed dorm.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. Because I actually lived there for a few months when I first came here.
Okay.
So because when I first came here, the most important thing for me was not to find a place. It was just to get the hostel up and running to its maximum potential.
I had to get laid a few times in your own hostel. That's fair enough. Fair enough. I would do the same.
So I saw all of this at the beginning, and and it was high season when I came here. I first said this, so I saw all of this. Now not so much, but yeah, you get it all the time. All the staff are used to it.
Are we allowed to talk about the roundhouse kick, or are we not allowed to go there?
The what?
The
roundhouse kick?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Somebody tried to rob your hostel, and they got we not allowed to talk about that on here.
Yeah, we can talk
So
about
tell us
it.
what happened.
Tell us what happened that night.
What happened that night?
No, someone tried to. They didn't try and rob us. They did actually try and rob us. Some guy came in at very late at night, probably 3 a.m, claimed he had a reservation, and
They were let in.
No, and normally the staff know you can't let people in at that kind of time.
Okay.
Walk-ins, nothing. No one usually turns up at that kind of time. He was insistent he had a reservation, and so he couldn't access it on his phone.
Yeah.
So the staff member let him come in, check it on the computer, and whilst he was momentarily distracted, the guy went into the cash register.
Yeah.
And he called him.
The guy worked at the reception.
The guy working reception. Unfortunately for the would-be thief, my staff member was trained in MMA, mixed martial arts, and he beat the fuck out of him. He nearly killed him, actually.
I think you had that video.
Yeah, I had a video and I sent it to you guys.
Holy shit!
That
was
World
crazy.
star, world star.
Yeah, whoever that guy is, man, fucking
I had to fire
big
him.
ups, big ups.
You had to fire him. Just too
Yeah.
brutal.
Too brutal, and the fact that he didn't let this guy in when it was obvious.
Well, obviously, like protocol. Usually, when I used to work, it's like, okay, let them rob you and whatever. Don't do anything because you don't know if they've got a gun or they got.
He was just a hustler. He wasn't a threat.
Well, obviously not.
But this guy was so confident in his ability, so
he did. I saw the video.
Yeah, that guy knew what he was
world
doing.
Star.
I'm coming there at 4 a.m, checking if this guy's gonna live.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you have to be very, very careful with security and safety here. If there's one thing that I think I take the most seriously, apart from service, is safety and security.
So talking about that, by the way, just I've always wondered this because I wanted to open a bar, and a hostel in Mexico, and one of my biggest fears about opening a brick and mortar type business here, especially when you're a foreigner, is that some real mean dude's gonna show up and ask you for that insurance money.
Yeah,
you
like
know
the
what
local
I mean?
gang or
yeah,
whatever.
the local. Has that ever happened to you?
No, that hasn't happened to me. I think that happens more in the
coast, right?
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've been it.
No, it happens here, but not in the
barriers.
area.
Not in the businesses in Poblado. I don't think so.
Okay.
It hasn't happened to me.
Okay.
So no, I haven't.
Because I was on the coast photographing a person's bread and breakfast on the beach. There was nobody there, so it was me and this guy that owned it, and he pulled out a marijuana spliff, which I said no to. I did not inhale, and we had this and we're chilling there, and then these two mean looking fucking guys, like mixed sort of dark Colombian dudes, come up with just like the most confident, calm way.
They were legit guys, or they were just trying it on?
No, they were legit. They were like literally legit.
You get a lot of that people. You get a lot of people trying it on as well.
No, these guys were like, they called the right names, and the guy knew who they were, but he's already been giving dough to somebody, so he's like, well, you got to call them up, you got to check because we already are paying. Wow. And I'm sitting there like this, sort of high, even though I didn't smoke, and I was just looking around thinking like, this is just not fucking cool.
Yeah. Like,
what if this guy's like Swedish, says, no, I'm not paying you, what's gonna happen? This guy was literally like smiling. He's got the little like gold tooth thing, and I'm sitting there like this will never happen in Canada as far as I know, unless of course you're working downtown or wherever. So I didn't know. I didn't know if that was a regular thing.
Well, yeah, like I have a little anecdote about that. When I used to teach English downtown at this private institution that's pretty successful, they're literally like in the heart of downtown. They got checked one time. Literally, guys came in with guns. Took
guns.
Oh yeah. No, they're the local. They call them combos here. Like the local combo is like the mafia or whatever. They're coming out and checking people, and they check them, and the owner refused to do it. So he hired. He has an armed guard at all doors. Like literally, that's the solution. Okay. He said, I'm never gonna give in to them. I'd rather hire someone and do it the legit way and have that armed guard than give in to the local gangs or whatever. Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't know what his mentality is there, but luckily, knock on fucking wood, nothing's happened to us, and it won't, I don't think. But yeah, that's pretty...
Am I speaking out of turn when I say like I think we need a shot?
Yeah, I don't know.
Press that goddamn
press the fucking goddamn bell. He's over there cutting his nails or what?
Don't worry about it. We'll wait till the real thing go out. We don't need a drink.
No,
the show's not about that.
It's interesting you talk about that because I would say safety is one of the main reasons that people feel more comfortable here in Medellin. People come here in the last, I don't know how you guys have been here for a while. How long would you say tourism has been like since it went off?
I think that the first 2 years were generally, I'd call it 2011, 2013 was still slow. That was back with the art show and Charlie and all. It was a few of us. We were just, we felt we were the shit. We were like the most known people here. There weren't many other people. I think the breakout year, if I'm not wrong, was 2015. And I stated this fact, I think on 2 shows already, but it was the year that tourism in Antioquia, of which Medellin is the capital, grew by 39%. That same year, the world tourism had only grown by 4%. And Colombian tourism had grown about 12%. So Medellin tourism grew by nearly 50%. 40, 50% that year. And from there, it's just been taken off. Like some neighborhoods. I mean, where we live here in Manila, where this office is, we were like at one point the only ones. Now, I was talking to a Paisa person, and they call this Gringolandia. They're like, Manila's Gringolandia, because everywhere you turn, there's a foreign person here. So that's that.
What would you attribute? In your opinion, what would you attribute the tourism boom for?
For real?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so there's a few
Narcos.
things. There's a few
Netflix.
things. Narco Netflix and the narco culture, drug tourism. Because the cocaine is so great.
And sex tourism.
Sex tourism, meaning not just paid sex tourism, but the women are so goddamn beautiful that guys are like, wow, they take a photo, they post it on Instagram or Facebook, their friends see it.
The women I agree with you, but the women have always been beautiful.
No, but now, like, okay, so safety obviously has improved. The words out.
That's the key.
In 2000, and I remember talking to Rich, the owner of one of the owners of First American Realty, and I told him I was in his office in 2013, and I was still travel writing and stuff back then. I said, Rich, man, I want to write an article in the Toronto Star or the Globe in Canada, showing this place and using my photos as a way to expose my photos, as a way to talk about Medellin. And I'm like, but I don't want a bunch of fucking Canadians running around here and taking my city, feeling like that. And he's like, Joel, let me be honest with you, man. If you don't write it, somebody else will.
Yeah, it's true.
And that year, literally that year, starting there and onwards, they were published in Condé Nast as one of the top 10 places to retire. There was the New York Times article came out. There were some videos out, one after the other, and the media just hit this friggin' like media craze. And anywhere you go, I don't know anyone. There's a few people that get robbed, whatever, things that go wrong. But people's blogs, forums, everyone's talking about Medellin. Colombia in general, like Cartagena and stuff, but Medellin is the place.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think. I don't know. What do you?
Well, I think, the boom came around 2016, really, in my opinion, just by seeing what's happening. One, because I know that shit's safe and that it's good when you see single women traveling.
Yep, that's true.
Like, that's the start of something big. And you're like, holy shit, 2016, you see single women. Now you see packs of them.
Yeah.
Like packs of single women.
Never used to see that before, ever.
From Europe, from the United States, from Argentina.
Yeah.
Literally congregating and literally they're a force now. And they're actually staying here and they're living here. They're expat women.
Yeah.
Where in the past it was just guys.
Oh, it was unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard
And
of.
usually older guys too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was all retirees or whatever.
Like the sex mongers.
Well, I don't know about the sex mongers, but I
know
do.
about
Yeah,
them.
they
I
used
know
to
about
congregate
them.
right there.
Yeah.
Remember what was that bar, Carl?
Juan Valdez. They used
Juan
to hang out
Valdez
there.
and
Yeah, Juan
Parquilleras,
Valdez
they
and
all hang out,
Parquilleras.
If you're watching this, we're talking to you.
Yeah.
We're saying you sex mongers. That's all they do. Sit there.
Sit there and
it's
eye
disgusting.
girls and
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
And wait, we keep shooting. Speaking of sex mongers, no. All right.
So I was getting to
Cheers.
another point actually.
Hit it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So when you see the women come in by themselves, you know that the place is safe, and that and then they're staying here, so it's viable, it's livable. But second of all, now what we're starting to see that I've never seen before, ever,
Yeah.
is families.
That's true.
Like families, literally with strollers and shit. Like, but speaking other languages, French, Italian. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, where is
we
this
were talking?
coming
We were
from?
talking to Brad. Who's
Brad Hinkleman
one of
from,
the, let's call it the. I don't. He has a very big company here, and they know what's about to happen here in the year that we're in Manila. And they're saying that over there in Provenza, which for those watching, Provenza is great for the parties, the bars, the restaurants, and everything. But now they have nightclubs like Vintrash and stuff, and they'll open late. Here in Manila, there's zoning laws that don't allow you to have loud music beyond certain hours and stuff like that. So they're thinking that this area, not that they're pretty much predicting that this will be the area for more like couples that just want peace and quiet, some families and whatever, really nice restaurants and stuff. And the fact that a neighborhood in Medellin is being sort of gentrified to cater to a specific population of that type of person shows like the immense growth over 8 years. We're talking about me and Andrew being the only one foreigners in a bar. Do you remember that? Those were like the heydays, the only ones in a bar.
Yeah. Well, it didn't matter to me. I still didn't pick up, but
Yeah.
so yeah. I mean, I guess moving along.
I think to one last point on that. I think tourism is growing a lot, and you can see it. Even I've seen it in 2.5 years. But just to put it in some kind of context as well, it's still not some of the big cities around the world. I don't know how many tourists there are.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people who live here.
You're right.
They live here from the US.
It's
and
still
UK.
under.
I would say it's less than 10,000, probably.
Right.
But it's growing and it'll keep growing. I didn't used to see families here when I first came here, and now I'm seeing families.
Exactly.
So I mean, about that, this whole tourism thing. I mean, me being a black guy, African American, what the fuck you want to call me? I'm black. You know, how is it for you? Because me as a black guy, you know, the girls they see me
before you even say that. That's
Yeah.
another point of reference for when shit's blowing up, because we see black guys here.
That is true.
We see fucking herds of them, like literally.
Why do you got to use the word hurt?
Because
I don't think
black.
we can just. Oh
No.
my God. Yeah. What he meant was groups. God damn it,
No,
man.
but
This gets
no,
politically
a
correct
group
on
is
this
like
shit.
5 people.
Yeah,
A herd is like 20 of them,
and they're huge.
And they're
I'm
huge.
like a
They're
small black
American,
guy.
like
God damn
football
it.
players
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out here, and they're
yeah.
like making me
I
look.
see them all the time up
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Provenza.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they can't. There's direct flights from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New York every day.
Oh, I love that.
Hey.
You can get cheap flights.
La Raza.
Hey,
All
and
right.
You can get
Let's
flights
see.
for
guys are welcome.
$300.
Yeah.
And they come Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Man,
Sunday.
God, I'm happy for
for
all.
a
Hey,
bachelor
all
party.
y'all black guys coming out here. God bless you all. I remember when,
Hey,
man,
Wakanda
it was
forever.
the only people, you know, I mean, black guys, I mean, even if you're not black, you know that we do this. You pass a black guy in the street, even in Canada, and we go like this. You do the little head nod. I didn't move my fucking neck for like 8 years in this motherfucker. Now I'm like this everywhere. And I'm just like, you know, a wimba wecking and shit. And I'm happy about it, man. I'm happy that people are coming down to this part of the world because it was unknown. So can I come back to the me being a black
I
guy?
just want to
And I
put
like-
that out there because I like when I see black people out here. You know,
Exactly.
I'm from near Los Angeles, and I miss my black people too.
Exactly.
And Joel's not real black.
Half. Fuck all y'all. Anyways, but so back to the thing. So I'm black. I worry about, the girls look at me, they expect, probably like an 18-foot penis, even though I only have a 2-foot penis. And so for you, as a brown man,
An Indian man.
a man of Indian origin,
Yeah.
what do they expect? I mean, obviously they're probably expecting at least a 1 foot, and I don't know how do they handle disappointment.
Wow,
How do they
I
handle
did not think that kind of topic would be broached, but fine. Sure, no,
Would
I
be
think
broached.
I think that
Broached.
I think that when girls see me, sometimes initially they might occasionally they might think I'm Colombian.
Okay.
But once I open my mouth, I'm obviously not.
Do you do like Sam? Do you bump them? Like our boy Sam, if you're watching this, he says when he's in the U.S., he bumps the girls. Sam Gooders bumps the girls. He's like, oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Did I hurt you? Or some nonsense like that. And they're like, oh my God, he's British. Does that happen here?
No, because they're not really going to realize the difference between an English accent and an American accent, are they?
Really?
If they don't speak a word of English,
then who the fuck here doesn't speak a word of English?
Like how are you going to tell the difference between a like Ukrainian accent and a Russian accent? Fuck no.
I think it's a lot.
No, like if I have no idea what the fuck they sound like, but they all sound alike, and I'm like,
All
okay,
right.
you're Russian. Wait, no.
What was your question? What do they expect?
So what do they expect of you so to all the other brown Indian Sri Lankan?
Yeah, because there's a lot of Indian guys out here that come out to do programming because that's all you guys do. I'm surprised you own a fucking hostel.
Yeah. What do you feel? Do they like wow? Do they view you as like, so if they don't think you're Colombian, they know you're a foreigner. Does it work positively for you?
Yeah, no, I always say I'm English. I'm from the UK, but I always say my origins are India.
Okay.
From Indian. Okay. And they're usually pretty intrigued by it.
Okay.
They normally ask about the clothes, the culture, and the culture is actually quite similar.
To Indian culture?
Yeah, I think that they're both religious. They're both quite family orientated in terms of they're quite a big rich poor divide similar to India on the surface.
Yeah.
Medellin seems like and it is a developing country, but there's a lot of rich people here as well. You can see in the cars just going around here, and the people when they go out at night, and that's similar to India. So I think they're very intrigued by it. I think
so you basically feel like you're Colombian because you're Indian.
I don't feel like I'm Colombian, but I think I can relate to them
because you're big music. You love okay. I'm gonna come to the music. Andrew has a burning question.
Well, because I know that you come from Indian background, and I know that Hindi people usually
people.
Well, people that are Hindi, right? Like Hindu. Sorry,
Yeah.
Hindu people. Sorry. So Hindus usually wait till marriage to have sex. So are you still a virgin?
I think that's a fair enough question. And are you waiting?
That was what it was when it was a long time ago.
So you're
now
saying,
India is probably more liberal than most of the world.
Come on, man. I was just in Goa. I was in Goa. I was in Goa in 2013, and I know that's a little while ago, but I was in Goa, and the shock and awe, even in Goa, which is a party city.
Yeah.
As I was like kissing and making out with somebody, and all these people are just staring at me. My friends. And if my friends are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. I may have undone my belt buckle in a club and dropped my pants, but that doesn't really fucking matter. But they did look at me.
Yeah,
it felt weird, like the public.
I'll give you a reason why for that.
Okay.
In Colombia, if you go to a club or you go out,
Yeah.
people are very, very touchy-feely, intimate, and there's PDA is common.
And
right?
it's not in India. 1 month I saw not one couple.
In India, they're more conservative in public.
Shiv, I'll put it this way, people. More conservative in public is not what I think. I was in India for 1 month exactly with my friends. I saw 0 couples hugging and kissing. 0. And I went to many, many cities. I didn't see men and women walking around holding hands, but I did see a group of 4 men in the Taj Mahal, friends. Holding hands and walking. Walking and skipping along jollily.
maybe Shivs wants to hold your hand right now. You guys are you're like Indian.
Hold his hand.
I'm not fucking Indian.
Hold his hand.
Just kiss my hand. No,
but literally, that's the difference with here, right? Here you say, we come back to the music, your music choice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite music out here, Shiv?
Right now?
Yeah.
in Colombia.
I love the reggaeton.
And who's your favorite
I
artist?
should be a reggaeton DJ here. What do you think?
I think you'd be pretty good because you've got a pretty good playlist.
I've got all the. I know all the music.
And who's your favorite singer right now?
Oh, I've always liked. It's a left field choice. I've always liked Zion and Lennox.
Okay, and what's your favorite
that's
song?
old school.
Yeah.
Old school.
Otra vez probably.
Okay.
Still?
J Balvin as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
J Balvin, big up. Hey,
Big up.
my
Hey.
aspiration, J Balvin, I put you down on our list as you're going to be one of our celebrity guests one day on this show. I don't give a fuck
be
if we
amazing.
have to put like...
Yeah, we watched the movie together. Well,
was it Star Wars?
It was Star Wars. Yeah, it was like the midnight show in the VIP at Tesoro.
That's when you just had the blonde hair,
bleached
the little
blonde
bleached
hair.
blonde hair.
This was like what?
But you guys know reggaeton. Look at these guys. Maluma, J Balvin,
Don't
Karol
speak
G.
about them like that.
They're all taking.
These
They're
guys.
taking over. They're taking over. Not just Latin America. They're doing tours all over the world. And
I used to work out with Maluma. You won't even know me if you see me right now, Maluma, but in a few years you'll be right sitting right here. We used to work out when Maluma was like he didn't have this whole
At the
sexy
Charlie.
boy thing. I have photos with him like in the like the hair is low and like he's just this guy like trying to get in some workouts. Now Maluma is one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah, he was kind of like a heartthrob, like young heartthrob,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
he
yeah.
evolved to being like
Yeah.
an icon.
to like an
basically.
older heartthrob.
Yeah, he's like a sex
Yeah.
icon. He's a sex symbol,
One of
basically.
the top most 30 or 40 followed people in the world on Instagram. He's
Holy
become
shit.
Maluma, I love
massive.
you. I love you.
Well,
And you see Shakira as well yesterday got
and J-Lo, Shakira and J-Lo.
for the Super Bowl.
Super
so,
Bowl.
You know, they're very successful Colombians.
I'm just saying I've been backing Latina since I was a sperm. I love
I've been
Latina women.
I've been on the back of Latina since I was a sperm.
Oh,
Goodness me.
wow!
But
and Shiv scraped some. All right, never mind.
so Shiv,
Yeah.
are you dating anyone right now?
Right now, no. Right now, no.
What does dating really mean?
Good question. That's a whole nother podcast.
Okay, so let's talk about, are you seeing anyone?
No, at the moment, no. I've dated girls here, of course I have.
Shiv, I saw you out 2 weeks ago on a deep reggaeton grind with a girl.
I
And
don't
you weren't
believe
seeing her? Were your eyes closed? Or what was going on that?
she
And
was
when I
just-
say grind, people, for you North Americans that don't know what that means, that do that 2-foot hokey poke dance, grind means grind. Well, not like that. I'm better when I'm standing up. That's what she said. But what happened to that girl, man? She was pretty hot. She was beautiful.
Yeah, no, we were seeing each other for a while, but we're still just friends now.
I love how you like back 5 feet away from the
Yeah.
mic to say we were
Yeah,
just
you know, she
friends."
can't even hear you when you're
Yeah.
that far away from
No,
the mic.
she was a good friend. I brought her out with you guys, and we get along. But at the moment, we're just friends.
What do
So
you do-
can I
what-
see her?
Sorry?
Can I see her?
So wait.
You've already done that before, Andrew. You want to do it again?
So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do for fun, man? Like what do you do out here?
No, I don't hide the fact that in Medellin.
He doesn't.
Shot time.
Shiv doesn't hide the fact that he's in Medellin. Cheers.
What are you saying?
Cheers. Oh, okay. Quick interjection here. Shiv, what?
I cheersed you and you didn't even drink it, Joel.
Oh shit.
7 years of
7
bad
years
luck.
of bad sex for me.
Oh, bad sex.
Oh well. I've had enough good years. So like the tire. So
What do I do for fun?
why what is it that when you say your name to a person here, what the fuck do they think you're saying? Because it took me at least a year to really know your name. I used to say bro for like the first year, even though you directly introduced. So you say your name like your full name.
Shivam.
You don't say
I
shit.
don't
Yeah,
even
no, but
pronounce
no,
it
nobody
like that.
even knew
Shivam.
your name.
You said full name. You
Shivam.
said,
Okay, no, his name was Shivam?
You'll call me Shiv.
I call him Shivam.
Let's Shivam.
I call him Shivam. So-
wait, hold on.
No,
wait,
no,
here's
you
what I want
don't,
you to
you
do.
guys.
Here's what I want you to do. Look across the room through
at
the
the
light.
camera, at the
Or
camera.
Camera or through
Look at
Luis.
the camera. Yeah, look at him. Look there, and picture his name is Laura, and she's like, "Hola, mi nombre es Laura. My name is Laura. Introduce yourself."
Hola, mi nombre es Shiv.
And she says, "What
She'll
the
say-
fuck did
she'll
you say?"
say? No,
she-
she'll say, okay, or she'll try and pronounce it.
Yeah.
And I'll say, S-A-H-A-E-U-E. And
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good.
And then she says, and what does she say after that?
Oh, then she'll pronounce it again. I'll be like, yeah, correct.
But we have a friend. We talk about her a lot here because she's a very extroverted, bubbly character. Her name's
Should be
Carla.
on- it should be on soon.
She'll be
Yeah.
on here. Carla had known you for I think about 2 fucking years, man.
Yeah.
And this girl, she's telling me a serious story one day, and she's talking about a guy named Chip.
Ah, come
Cheap,
on.
cheap,
Is that what she
cheap.
said?
No, that's a lie.
That was
she
us.
says
That
that
was
was a
us,
different
though.
person.
Yeah,
That's a different
that
person.
was us.
She says, Chief. I'm like, Chief.
Yeah, but she's
What
Latina.
Chief? What do you mean she's Latina? I asked you what the girls say. You said they understand after you do your SUUV, whatever fucking thing they understand. I heard
SWV.
Carla, who had known you, and she claims to be a good friend, call you the Chief.
Chief,
And I'm like,
I
this
don't mind being called the
motherfucker.
Chief.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
be
call the
a
Chief.
I don't want to be a
When I play
racist.
volleyball, they call me Chief.
You ain't, but you're a
Yeah.
different type of Indian. You're not the chief type of Indian.
Wait,
so I'm
you
like,
play volleyball?
must-
Yeah, I play volleyball.
It's like got like random guests giving glass. It's like done.
All right, so I got another question. So, well, back to the dating thing because I
Yeah.
think a lot of people want to know.
No, of course.
Yeah.
So, how many years you been in Medellin now?
2.5.
2.5. In the 2.5 years that you've been here,
Yeah.
have you actually had a serious relationship? Or
Yeah, I've had a few.
a few. And
Yeah.
How could they be serious if you had a
yeah,
few?
if you had a few.
I've had two
Okay.
long-term
And what's the
relationships.
average
What's-
of those two? Length.
6 months.
6 months.
6
Okay.
months.
Yeah,
Pretty deep, right? All right.
well, that's as long as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I won't even get into
Yeah,
that. I
let's
need a
not get into-
psychologist here.
We're
when
gonna
she
have a
get-
psychologist
Yeah.
to talk
We need
about dating in
podcast
Medellin.
part 1, part 2, part 3 for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's 2 serious long-term
Yeah,
relationships.
2 serious, 2.
Did they break your heart?
No, I think they both came to kind of like a natural end. I think that I still talk to them actually. We just weren't compatible as a couple.
Okay.
We tried it. They're beautiful girls. I love Latinas. As you guys know, I love Colombians.
Yeah.
That's why you love me.
And I think my personality is very well suited to Colombian girls. I've even told my parents this that I wouldn't rule out girls from my own culture, from different cultures, but I've just had such a good connection with Colombian girls. But with these girls, it just wasn't meant to be.
So it wasn't that you were forcing the threesome?
That could have been reason as well. That
because
could have been a
I'm
reason.
just
Oh, I got-
compatible with.
I got another question.
All right.
All right. So obviously you're a foreigner here. You've been here 2.5 years. You've had 2 semi-serious relationships,
Yeah.
semi-long-term. I mean, I guess what you define long-term, but
Yeah.
anyway. So now that you're a single guy, how do you meet girls when you go out? Like, where do you go, and what's your, I guess, your strategy?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think that most people would be very interested to hear how someone not from Colombia gets on with the women here. I think that my strategy here is very different to the UK. I would meet when I first came here. My Spanish wasn't great. Now it's a pretty decent level. So I feel comfortable and confident to talk to women. I used to go to a lot of language exchanges. I thought that was a great place to meet good quality girls.
Well, I think I agree with you because you meet girls that speak your language, and you could be yourself. Because even though I'm fluent in Spanish, I'm not the same in Spanish.
But they're not always that attractive. I mean, personally, I don't think like the language.
Well,
exchange
you're not
girls
going to
are
get
the
like
creme de la
yeah.
creme,
Well, you're not going to get a
know.
club.
It depends, Joel. It depends. You're talking about a city and country that has so many beautiful women, so your odds are always going to be good.
No, you.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Okay, wait. How many
you're
times
jaded.
have you?
You're jaded
Hold on.
because
How many times?
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
You're jaded because we've been here 9 years, and you go to a language exchange. There might be an attractive girl, but you're like, fuck. I could be in a reggaeton club right now with like 100.
But wait,
of
when
these.
you say an attractive girl, are we talking about?
I'm talking about
you,
like.
Have you? It's like you're in a language exchange. You're like, wow. I know Richard said that he was at one. He went to one a while ago where he was like, wow, that girl was like amazingly beautiful. Okay,
Kami, he said that because of
It was last week.
her
It was last
personality.
week. Yeah.
Her personality was amazing. So.
But you might also meet a better quality of girl there. Maybe,
of course, yes,
maybe.
yes.
But
yes,
I'm not
yes.
saying look.
Looks are not everything.
That was just my first example. I would say also I would never do this in the UK. I'll probably be too shy. But I would go up to a girl in a coffee shop, a restaurant, a supermarket, on the street, and I've done all these
unsolicited.
The
It's like
hospital.
a dick pic.
Unsolicited, and I would ask them. I would just start talking to them. Just talk to them normally, naturally, like I talk to you guys.
Okay.
And then you get their phone number, or
I'll give you guys a good tip now, actually. So sometimes what I do now is I actually ask the Instagram. Not always, but sometimes. And I'll explain
Wait,
to you
why-
why.
why?
I'll explain to you why, because you guys know. Colombian girls can be flaky at times. Would we all agree with that?
Like a bowl of
Okay.
cornflakes.
They can be flaky.
what does that have to do with Instagram?
And one of the reasons I think they're flaky is because that guys get their number, they message them on WhatsApp, and they just straight away within a few messages, just when we're meeting up, right? These guys don't feel comfortable. They don't know them. There's a foreigner, and they'll flake out. They won't even give a reason, and they'll flake out. If you ask for the Instagram, there's 2 reasons why I think that could be a good thing to ask for that. Okay. One, it's less aggressive. If they're a bit hesitant to give it to the number, they'll give you the Instagram. The second reason is they can look at your pic. They'll probably follow you back. They should most probably, right? They can look at your pictures. They can see your life. They can see your photos. They can relate to you a little bit more. Obviously, his plan's fucked up if they have a private account and they don't accept your follow request. Yeah. That's different. But in my experience, and then you can get the number afterwards.
Chef, you know what, man? I'm gonna
What do you think about
Wait, I'm just gonna say about that. I'm not gonna get into that, but I know what you're doing here.
What?
I checked out your Instagram.
Yeah. But
I did. I do my research. You think I don't do my
I don't have
motherfucking-
like an incredible profile.
Hold a second, Shiv. You want them to see that transition from when you were like a little fucking chubby chipmunk to what you are right now, this guy playing tennis and shit, taking photos with reggaeton singers and all these motherfuckers. You want them to see the change that happened when you were this accountant in London, in Her Majesty's fucking realm,
bank
to what you are now. And I think it's a good plan. Show them the change. Instagram shows them who you are socially.
I know, but I agree with you. I think Instagram's a great place to see people's lives, but it's not a real life.
They feel
Like
more
literally, if
comfortable.
you look at my Instagram, it looks like I own a cafe.
Yeah.
And then I
It's
it's
the
pictures of coffee and fucking smash avo.
It's the truth.
That's why I like WhatsApp. WhatsApp, I could send a dick pic right away.
Yeah.
And be like, yes or no.
Obviously, dick pic, yes or no. And my account looks like, I was going to age myself. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I was going to say it looks like Tyson Beckford, one of the most famous black
your MySpace?
models. Yeah, my MySpace looks like Tyson Beckford's Instagram, except it is actually Tyson Beckford because I download his photos and post it on my Instagram. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. No one can tell me apart from the other people.
All right.
I'm not saying that. Look, getting a WhatsApp number. I'm not saying it's difficult. You can, if a girl's single and you have a good connection in the first few minutes, you can probably get it. But getting a number and then meeting that girl is, and going out with her is there's a step up. Is higher.
I mean, I've used Tinder and Colombian Cupid.
How do you find those?
For me, Colombian Cupid's great. I get to message girls directly.
Yeah. Even that girl Moose, that one that messaged.
Yeah, I matched with a girl named Moose.
Moose.
And
She
was
looked like
big
a
black
moose.
girl.
Like Christmas moose.
Yeah.
She was a Christmas moose.
Yeah, she looked like Shaquille O'Neal with the
Yeah,
wig.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, man, Andrew loves basketball too. That was the good thing about Moose.
It was a good match. We had a date and we played one-on-one and she dunked on me.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the Instagram thing. I never actually tried that until recently.
You've been trying it as well?
Yeah. But I unfriend them immediately, or I guess unfollow them when I can't send them a message. Like if it says that you could follow, and then they've got like 100,000 other followers, and I'm like, and you can't send them a direct message.
But how many girls have 100,000 followers?
No, not 100,000. I was exaggerating.
Just a little
No,
bit.
it could be 1,000.
Richard's girl
but
has
you
like
can't
100,000.
message them directly. Like, the fuck am I gonna follow you for? Literally, I'm only here to message you.
To be honest.
Yo, we're gonna bounce back into this because we're running down. The clock is ticking down. I got a question. Yeah. It's a burning question, not related to girls or any of this crazy stuff, which I don't usually like to speak about. But what a while ago, I heard you say something about you were thinking of selling the hostel and moving back to the UK. One, is that a reality? Is that the truth? And if so, what were you feeling? Why are you or were you feeling like you want to leave the city of eternal spring, this heaven as far as I'm concerned?
Eternal beauty.
A good question. I think that selling the hostel is not the most important thing. If I were to move back, whether to stay here, I think I can keep the hostel either way. I'm considering moving back. I've got to think of my next stage in life, what I'm going to do, what path to take. I'm still figuring that out. I love it here.
But what does your path? Why does your path? If I was living here, which I am, and I'm happy about living here, I'd want to figure out my path here. Why do you think that your path? It obviously means that you don't think your path is here. So why don't you think your path is in Medellin and it might be back in the UK?
I need to have more businesses. I need to have other streams of income. And I do have other streams of income in the UK as well at the moment. But I have 4 apartments in the UK.
4?
Yeah, 4 apartments. Yeah.
I'm never buying this.
Oh
motherfucker.
shit! I totally forgot.
So that's supplements.
Okay, wait. All right, you can go off screen. Yeah, you got that. You got the bottom.
I don't think you even know.
Yeah, wait.
Probably don't.
Oh, dude, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we do this on camera.
Yo, we got the keys. We are now proud owners of 2 apartments in Medellin.
Well done, guys. That's fantastic.
It's taken a lot of work.
I totally forgot to announce that.
Robbing a lot of foreigners out of their money.
So actually, our next podcast. Sorry to fucking cut you off.
Please.
You were talking about your streams of income, and we've been working on our streams of income, and hopefully that the Medellin podcast will garner at least a fucking drink.
Yeah.
But
yo, I'm gonna put a PayPal link up here so you guys can donate to our drink fund.
No, we're not dropping.
I don't know how to
PayPal.
do that, man. I'm not drop no PayPal.
No,
All right,
we're not dropping no PayPal. But anyway, we bought 2 apartments in Medellin, and now we are happy.
Yeah, pretty much
super happy. But in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have people that are more real estate related because it's actually been a long process. It's a lot of paperwork, just like owning a hostel.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about it. I can't wait until it all gets renovated because we
Yeah,
got to
that's
do some
awesome.
reno and shit, and we'll
Get it
keep
out
you guys
there.
abreast to what we're doing up there.
Yeah,
But
we love
No,
press.
I'd even say, you know what? Anyone who's watching this, take note of these guys because the hard work, dedication, focus. They've had the ups and downs, and they're doing really well now. They're two of my first friends that I've had in Medellin.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll do without them
Yes.
actually. And respect to them because they work so hard. They work
Thanks,
hard.
man.
I've worked with these guys as well. I know how hardworking and dedicated they are.
We paid him
so
to say
respect.
this. We paid him.
So, I guess
just offer.
I didn't even know you were going to do this.
You
I didn't know
offer-
you had 2 apartments. I thought you had 1.
If you offer a British guy some free drinks, he'll come and say,
Yeah,
"What
it's
the
true,
fuck
it's
you
true,
want
it's
on
true,
your
it's
show?"
true.
But
Yeah.
yo, wait,
So-
he didn't answer the question.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I really want to understand
Yeah.
because I might get to that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing's permanent for me. Nothing. Sometimes I can't even think to tomorrow properly. So why is that? Why would you even consider leaving here?
No.
You've got the women, the business, the lifestyle, the tennis, 365 days because you're a tennis player.
Yeah, big
You're
tennis player,
training for a tournament.
Yeah.
What do you see in the UK? You want some businesses. Why not more businesses here? Why
No,
do
it's
you think-
possible. At the moment, I won't say what it is, but I'm looking at another business here as well. But at the same time, there's opportunities are greater in London.
Okay.
And if I can find something that maybe can make me stay here for a little bit of time, and there for a bit of time, I'll try that.
But would you go back? Let's call it because we all talk about this. I mean, would you go back? Like, it's a great business opportunity. Would you say like, but I have to be there for 4 or 5 years? Would you go?
It depends because there's 2 things I can do if I went back home. There's either I can do something online, and there's a variety of things you can do online where I'm location
Independent,
Yeah.
or
Webcam model.
or I start something there
Webcam model.
and I just go full steam ahead with like a franchise, for example.
Yeah.
Then Medellin is done for several years.
Yeah.
I've got to put all my energy and effort into that, and that's fine. I would accept that. If I see a big future, then I would do it. It's something I've still got to think about. So
Is it because of So I'm trying to get to the depth of this.
Yeah.
Is it because you feel financially you can't make what you want in your financial goals here? Is that why you want to go home? Because you can't say make a future could mean find a beautiful companion
And
here
settle down.
and have 1 or 2 businesses here and live quite comfortably. Because even at your current business alone, you could live quite comfortably here.
Yeah, of course.
But what motivates you?
I
to
think you
leave?
can make money here. I've in my everyone's opinion is different, but in my opinion, if you earn about 40%, 50%, 40%, I think,
Yeah.
of the money you earn in the UK is about the same.
Yeah.
Taking it, it's of course not as simple as that.
Yeah, yeah.
But you guys know what I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So I think you can do it here, but it's something I've got to look into. The reason I'm not so committed with my answers
yeah, yeah.
is because it's something I'm still looking into. Hopefully, the next few months I'll have a better idea of the next path.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay.
I guess closing question for me, and I think for many of the people or the one person that watches us,
Your mom.
my mom.
Yeah.
What would be your advice for someone that wants to come out here and start a hostel or invest in a hostel or even from scratch start it? What would be your word of advice?
I think that the first thing that I would do, even though I didn't do it, is to go to a city for several weeks. What is a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Check it out. Speak to people. Get a feel for the city. Go to meetups. Talk to professionals.
Yeah.
Find out what the deal is in that city because you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if you're going to invest in a business here, you probably quit your job, so you've got time
Yeah.
on your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do that first. Speak to people like you guys. Speak to the lawyers, accountants, whoever you can. Starting a hostel here would be pretty difficult now, a new one, because the market here is very saturated with hostels. I think Medellin has the city with the most hostels in South America, or one of the most.
Like per capita or something like that?
Yeah. In terms of starting a business or any business or a hostel, like we're talking about, I think it's always important to have a Colombian on board that you can trust. I don't know what I would do without Lily, who's my manager.
Yeah. Shout out to Lily.
Big
Shout out to
Lily.
Lily.
Yeah.
She's become my best friend now as well,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Amazing.
I would be lost without her.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest, very
You
honest.
guys should get married.
I think that you have to do your due diligence, and I did do that a lot. I think that there's business. Look, foreigners in general can make money more or less in 3 ways here. I think
Yeah.
either one of them is real estate,
Uh-huh.
doing up to a good standard, renting out to foreigners. Second of all is having an online business,
Yep.
whatever that might be. Or the third one is having a business that caters to predominantly.
You're wrong because your number was wrong from the start. You said 3 ways. The fourth one is definitely webcam.
Ah, yeah.
You can make some webcam funds out here. I mean, look at Andrew. You know how successful he's.
I've been killing the webcam.
Webcamming.
Yeah. I stroke my dick off like no other.
I don't think we're allowed to say the D word on this show. Are we allowed to say the D word on this show? I ask that every fucking week, but
well, anyway, I work the webcam and I shake my booty and I get paid for it.
Yeah.
You want to come along for this
any
ride,
of our clients
big boy?
watching this right now, we don't with big boy. All right, well, whatever.
Well, it's only guys looking at that shit.
That is true. Anyways,
thank you for. Yeah, well. We want to thank you, Shiv.
No, thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
Let's do the Queen's kiss.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
It was a pleasure to be on, and I appreciate the invite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt, you know what? Representing Her Majesty the Queen all the way from London town. Shiv,
You guys-
a.k.a. Chip, a.k.a. Chibam, a.k.a. Chief.
Potato
Chief.
Chi.
Potato
all
chip.
sorts of shit. Hey, thanks
Follow
for
us
coming here.
follow us on Facebook, Medellin Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel on
Instagram. Go to Instagram.
Instagram.
Follow this guy. Follow that guy. Don't
Tiger
follow
Hostel,
me.
Yeah,
Medellin
Tiger
Buzz,
Hostel, Medellin Poblado.
Medellin
Yeah.
Buzz, Medellin Podcast.
and Tay Diggs. That's my name on Instagram. If you look at Tay.
We're also on Google Play, I keep saying Google Play, but it's Google Podcast,
Google Podcast.
and iTunes, right?
Yeah.
And Spotify. Spotify, the big one. Do
We
it
on
while
the
you're-
interwebs.
while you're on your workout.
We're on the
Listen to
interwebs.
us talk about
No, but great
stupid
work,
shit.
guys. I think this podcast is a great creation. I know a lot of people already getting a lot of value from it.
Yeah.
So keep it up. I'm
Yeah, man.
I'm an avid follower.
All right,
We do
so
it for the kids.
A little behind the scenes. Where are we going right now? You're the potato chief.
Well, you normally guys normally go to Metropole, right?
Oh, we can.
We can't,
After
we
last
can't.
night, we can. Yeah, that's a
Maybe.
yes.
I
don't know.
What? That's a
You
yes.
tell me, you
After
tell me.
last night,
Maybe.
it's a yes. We can go
Nobody
back
knows what
to
that means.
Metropole.
But no, I'm easy. Or we can go to that.
No, we're going to Metropole because you like beer, and I like beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do not in any way try to plug Metropole on this show.
And
It just so happens it's a or ehamia.com. No, I think it's ehamiacoffee.com.
Okay.
But yo, honestly, people, we're trying to get these episodes to be. This guy's texting on the show. We're gonna cut him out of the show. Crop him out.
Wow.
Listen,
Big
if
shout
there's-
out
if
to my
there's-
Tinder girl.
If there's, apart from his Tinder girl, if there's something that you guys want to hear discussed, we've got a lot of great stuff coming up soon. For example, we've got Jacqueline on the 18th of October talking about raising a family in Medellin, marrying in Medellin, raising a family while we get drunk off of sangria and wine. We've got how to buy a house in Medellin. We don't want to tell you your whole roster in case you thieving motherfuckers try to steal our show. Well, it'll never be this good. And we're gonna keep these things coming out. Thanks, man.
Peace.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching.